Gaming fans, it is time for the round of top 8 action in our Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. Tonight, we have the first of a best of 3 series between jat2980 and fryteeth. I am Dr. Funkin, and I am joined in the booth tonight by Rock Solid 84. How you doing tonight, Rock?
Oh, I'm feeling a little bit salty about missing the round of 8, but I am really excited for this match. We have got 2 fantastic runners on the screen. We've got jat2980, class of about 2 years ago, and we've got fryteeth, class of just this year, graduated in the Duckling program that finished in January, doing a lot of damage and making a name for himself and this community. So it's only the top quality runners from here on in, and we're going to see some real good racing tonight.
We've already got a great question in the chat. Is this the best 4 characters to speedrun with? Actually, our racers drafted these characters. fryteeth chose first and picked a red mage. Jat picked the thief and the black mage. Then fryteeth came back with the black belt.
Yeah, and I actually really love this party composition. It's near and dear to my heart. For me personally, I would replace the red mage with a white mage under normal circumstances. But of course, we've got blursing enabled too, which does change the bonuses and negative effects of each class. So we got some unusual things going on with these light warriors, don't we, Funkin?
We certainly do. That thief, it can learn the night spells right out the gate, so it's going to be able to start off with a little bit of white magic. However, it does not learn ninja promo spells when it promotes, and it's got 20 less HP. However, it's also starting with an extra 20 strength, so it's going to hit real hard right out the gate.
Yeah, a key thing to look for when you're thinking about your party composition is, who is my melee damage dealer going to be? That's your first question. Your second question is, who is my black magic caster going to be? Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 2. And then your last question is going to be, do I care about white magic? And the community is divided about that. There are some who will call it a crutch. I think it's great with these flags, but it's a personal choice. You'll see some people run with a fighter rainbow, which is a fighter in all 3 different mage types. You'll see people go with things that we call like a black belt Oreo, which is a black belt, black mage, white mage, and black mage again. So all kinds of different pros and cons. There's things you have to think about, like running, there's access to magic, there's how much health you're going to have when you're in Topher. There's so many different things to think about. But what I do like about this party composition is there's a lot of versatility here. We're going to see these runners reacting to what the seed tells them.
We certainly are. And judging by the time, the race should be starting any moment now.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I think the gate dropped about 1 minute after. So there it goes right there. Jat and fryteeth off to a strong start, running into Corneria. fryteeth with the armor check, gonna see chainmail, that's useful, but we've got Fade at level 1 white, Nuke and Warp at level 1 black, so we've got all the magic.
Yeah, about all we could hope for that we didn't see was a life spell.
Yeah, you've basically got the 2 best damage dealing spells in the game at your disposal. Of course, the Nuke's the only one we care about because both the black mage and the red mage are going to be able to cast it. And then we've got Warp, and again, both of those casters are going to be able to cast it. Now that Thief is going to be able to cast Fade. That's interesting.
Is the thief going to be able to cast Fade? I thought that was in the vanilla harm spot, which would mean it's not learnable.
You are correct. That was slot 2, so that may be something that they don't have access to. But Jat heading in straight to Garland, not taking a second to check boxes, just going to drop some nukes. And fryteeth with a reroll?
He may have gotten wiped and forgot to save on something. But this is pretty standard Jat play. He has not been checking the boxes there, and the king is giving us our ship, and the princess is giving us our cube.
Okay, so early ship, really nice. That is one of the 2 things that you need to get out of the inner sea. You've got to have the ship in the canal, or else you've got to find the floater. And so Jat's probably feeling pretty good to see that ship. Takes a second and buys chainmail. That's really good armor for his red mage. He's going to be holding that until he finds gold bracelets at the end of the game. fryteeth, a little bit slower, but still at 1 minute and 43 seconds, going to be taking down Garland in short order.
Absolutely, and he brought a cabin just to make sure that he can get through there safely.
Yeah, and that's
However,
a pretty.
it does look like
Go
he's
ahead.
going to go check. It does look like he's going to go check those boxes on the side first.
Yeah, all of this is very standard play. It's pretty normal to drop a cabin outside of this place and then go and check these 3 boxes. It is pretty big to check boxes in the early game because you can find money. Fryteeth pulling out 4,000 in a pro cape that he might consider selling. That could be useful for buying spells early on. Money is very dear in these flags.
And it turns out that because our towns have been shuffled, Provoca is Gaia, which means that Jat reset right out of, right back to Corneria, and is now making his way down to, well, was making his way down until the wolves got to him, towards Elfland.
Yeah, looks like Jat was thinking about Marsh Cave for a minute there, and I don't hate that, because he does have Nuke and Warp at level 1. But now going with a little bit more of a conventional play, finding Crescent at Elfland, this is good. We're going to get a free key item here.
That we are, and on top of potentially pointing us into progression, there's Life 2 at a completely unlearnable spot. On top of it potentially being more progression, it's also 5% extra experience. The more key items you get, the faster, the better.
Yeah, 5%. No.
Crown. That's amazing right now because we can just go to the Northwest Castle and turn that right in.
Yeah, definitely. It's great whenever you find these inner sea items. The crown is a good one. You can get it out of the way. Jat, a little bit of indecision here, but decides to go and take care of that right away.
Yeah, absolutely reasonable, especially because, depending on what you get here, you can run around, or you can just go right down to Marsh Cave and see what its incentive location is.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what Jat's thinking. Jat almost went straight for Marsh and is probably going to check this, and depending on what it is, may continue on to Marsh now. Don't know if Jat has any houses, but didn't see what Astos has there. We'll get that again in a second.
Yeah. A little bit of nuke, and low-rolled nuke, and Astos survives 2 low-rolled nukes, and Astos still standing, but 368 will take care of it. And that'll be level 5 for the whole party. And we get a bottle. So now that Gaia is looking like a location worth going back to.
Yeah, and if I'm Jat, I'm thinking about doing just that. This is really interesting, though. We've got some route divergence here. Fryteeth... Okay, not so much. I thought Fryteeth might be going to Crescent. Fryteeth is actually following in Jat's footsteps, just about 2 minutes behind, so not too much divergence yet from these runners.
Yeah, not too surprising. Crescent Lake is a little bit of a bold play. The canals that you take to get there can be a little rough, so it makes a lot of sense to check Elfland real quick first.
Yeah, I guess, but I like popping a tent just outside the river that accesses the inner sea and then pounding my way into Crescent to see what's there. You can usually get that check done pretty quickly. That said, I do understand, particularly Jat heading back up. He's got the bottle. He's going to make this check. Fryteeth, on the other hand, picking up some levels, and these can be important when you're in the inner sea still.
Jat finding nice $20 tents in Gaia and stocking up.
Yeah, Fryteeth already has about 21 tents. They're both going to need them because you need those to move around the map. This hurts a little bit. Bottle only turned into the chime. That is something we're going to need to have. It makes the sky completely open to us once we can get there, but we still can't get out of the inner sea. That's the priority. And jat2980 hitting this in, probably going to take his ship, or is he going to walk to Crescent? No, he's just burning off encounters.
An encounter.
Right, so we should probably take a second and talk about encounter manipulation. You just saw Jat there, what we call burning off an encounter. And Funkin', why is that important when you're doing your overworld routing?
So one thing that our runners will do is that whenever you do a hard reset of your console, the times at which you get, the number of steps it takes for you to get an encounter are the same every time. So if you know that after the second encounter, or after the first encounter, you've got a good long run, you can take that first encounter, do a soft reset, then do your walk, and you get a nice long run.
Exactly, and that's the case with this particular seed. They got a quick encounter, is maybe about 4 steps before their first one, but then they get a nice long run after that. So you're going to see them both taking advantage of that all the way through this seed. Another thing that's great about a quick early encounter is you can check overworld grinds, which with a black belt comp sometimes comes into play. So we could see them doing things like looking for dinosaurs in the desert, but they're both in marsh right now, experiencing some early adversity.
That we are. We had Sleep Touch from those undead, as well as casting Brack and stoning the Red Mage on Jat's side.
Yeah, not too big of a deal. At this point, the Red Mage and the Black Mage are pretty interchangeable. The big thing about that Red Mage is going to be if it has access to life, and we already know that life 2 is out of the picture. So, not worrying too much about the Red Mage, maybe thinking about 3-man or even 2-man strats. Bold play from chat, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, and Jat sees nothing but fighter equipment up on the top floor marsh, resets out of it, and burns off the encounter before heading to marsh basement.
Yeah, and this is just good disciplined play from Jat. He's going to get his Red Mage back, doesn't have to spend a soft in there, doesn't have to do too much. And look at these runners, neck and neck and marsh at almost the exact same position in the seed, but Jat with that chime.
Yep. Jat getting away from those werewolves before they can do any real damage to him. And in the first box here, finds the canal, so now Jat is able to get out of the inner sea.
Yeah, and Dr. Funkin right behind him. This is great for Dr. Funkin because it's more important to get out of the inner sea than it is to have access to a place like Sky. So, sorry, I said Dr. Funkin, I meant fryteeth. So fryteeth is going to be able to get out of the inner sea just the same as Jat, and is in fact doing so quicker than Jat, who has decided to continue check boxes in Mars. And this is interesting because we saw Jat skipping boxes early in Topher. Jat might be feeling a little bit resource poor at the moment.
Yep, but he managed to get a nice little chunk of cash out of that, and now he is also out and about to be making his way out of the inner sea.
Yeah, so fryteeth heading straight back to the ship. Is he going to make the Crescent play? It doesn't look like it. Maybe going to restock at Crescent. Maybe going to turn in the bottle. Yeah, it looks like he's turning in the bottle as he does a little bit of encounter manipulation in the overworld. Wow, I love how close this run is right now. Nobody's ahead yet. We don't know who's going to get that critical early lead.
Yep. Looks like Jat forgot where he parked and is now going to have to walk back up to the Northwest Castle.
Oh, that hurts. And this is something that you have to keep in mind whenever you use a river dock, like Jat just did right there. Remember where you parked your ship. It can be tough because sometimes you just don't think of it. And we've got route divergence. Jat heading straight out. Well, I guess Jat already had the bottle check. That's why we're going to see a vendor check. There's nothing here. Maybe pick up a few houses. Maybe check earth tiles and see what Jat does here.
Absolutely, yeah. Grabs a house real quick. He's gonna go over. Tough to say here. Probably gonna check Crescent Lake because I don't think he has yet. Oh no!
No, he's going to Ordeals. He's got early warp. Jat likes the early Ordeals play and has access to warp, so this is straight out of the Jat playbook right here. I like it. You do this, you do it before you go and you check your other towns because the chance is so high that Ordeals is going to have something, and it's faster to get in there with the boat than it is with the floater. Love the play as fryteeth picks up his chime.
Yeah, especially since we had that big, long run, so we didn't have to worry about any encounters while on the sea getting to Ordeals.
Yeah, another great thing about Ordeals, I mean, so many good things about Ordeals. You've got 2 different trap tiles in here. 3 different trap tiles. And they're all pretty easy to get out of under normal circumstances. As we find iron goals right here, this could be pretty good for that black belt because we can get up there with these nukes. Maybe we could get straight to level 21 right now.
That was crazy. That died to only 236 damage. For an endgame monster, that's a real low HP roll.
Yeah, and it's right near the entrance. If I'm Jat, I'm probably going to go through and find out what the item and the boxes all are before I take this, but I'm not Jat. Jat heads straight back in there. It's going to see what it's like when we've got two. They are hitting awfully hard. That's the sort of thing that could make you do a little bit of a double take, but man, when they fall to those nukes, it's tempting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes this maybe one more time, but it looks like he's going to try and at the very least kill off that thief.
Yeah, what's big about this too is that he's got nuke on his black belt, so he doesn't even have to worry about losing the mages. This is so big for Jat.
Yep, and he's getting plugged, and there goes that thief is down, so he's down to 2-man, and I wouldn't be surprised if he sticks with 2-man strats.
Yeah, put the black mage up in the top. No, Jat continuing on. This is good. He's got a warp caster. He's basically just kind of hedging his bets a little bit here. Gonna see if he can continue through. Hopefully won't lose these couple of fights he's taken, but it's been so quick. And look at that. The ordeal's very quick.
Yeah, it's quick, but these man-cats have Blaze, and that's gonna send him packing right back to the ordeal's entrance.
Yeah, and that's what you're worried about. I was thinking it would be the trap tiles that would be the gatekeeper, not necessarily man-cats with Blaze, but man-cats with Blaze going to do man-cats with Blaze things.
They sure are.
Let's take a look at fryteeth for a second, though, because fryteeth, maybe a little bit of overworld confusion, but has found ordeals, is continuing to do the same play pretty much as Jat. Now maybe about 2 or 3 minutes behind, but Jat just took a wipe, so we're still looking at a neck-and-neck race.
That we are, and it looks like Jat is taking advantage of this wipe to swap the red mage into the lower position and maybe try and 2-man with the red mage and the black belt instead. I like that.
Yeah, we still haven't seen...
black belt, not black mage.
Yeah, we still haven't seen life, so... Your odds of the red mage being your more useful spellcaster are pretty good, and we know that the black belt himself has access to nukes, so yeah, I think it's a good call.
Well, not only that, the red mage rolled with improved MP as one of its blessings.
Yeah,
so
good
it's
points.
It's going to have more spells.
Good points, and the chain armor to boot. fryteeth found something that caused a wipe. Jat forgot that the second teleporter does not provide, or maybe it's me. Okay, no, he remembered. He's taken an extra encounter on this floor. That may be to avoid the man-cats. He may have been keeping track of where he was in the encounter table and realized we've got to take one more here so that we can avoid that. That is an absolutely veteran move. I can't say that I've ever been able to pull off a manip like that. Jat showing off all the strats.
Well, the nice thing about making that is it's a fairly easy manip to do, because all he had to do was to go off a hard power cycle, burn that same first encounter, and then go back in.
Sure. That's all he had to do. So, anyways, Jat moving on. Gonna nuke down some mana cores. fryteeth took a couple of those iron goals, it looked like, but didn't go quite as aggressive. And I think fryteeth's more cautious play might pay some dividends here in ordeals.
Yeah, he may be more likely to get out alive than Jat, but Jat's, doing his best. Oh, these Medusas have fast. That could be terrifying if they... Oh, and then there's Glare, and Jat wipes again.
Yeah, wow. I mean, the fast... Because Medusas hit multiple times, the fast could be an issue, but they normally don't hit very hard. It's just crit rate that you have to worry about at that point, and I don't know what the crit rate's like on Medusas. Having that instant kill, though, that's bad, because we can see Medusas in packs of 6 up in here in ordeals.
That we can. So, at this point, if you're Jat, do you keep trying to do this grind and then get through? Or do you get through first, then grind?
I would do the second thing, and actually, if it were me, I would go even further than that. I wouldn't even try at this point. I would just move on, because I've already wiped a couple of times. So if I get my item and I continue playing the game, there's always a chance that I might find a grind that's better for me. I might pick up a few levels just on my way and come back here with the floater if that's what I have to do. I mean, yeah, I'm not on the level of either of these runners, so it's far be it from me to critique their play, but I'm just telling you that's what I would do.
I'm not even on your level, but I'll critique Jat all day just because I, told him I was going to heckle him this entire time.
It'll be good for him. It'll be good for him.
Keep him humble.
Jat does, for those who don't know, Jat does VOD reviews of other players, and they're great. If you're learning this game and you want, someone to take a good hard look at your play and give you tips, Jat's great for that. And lots of us have learned lots of things by having him go over our play. So a great resource and a real solid community member.
Absolutely, I love the guy.
So we're looking at them both struggle with ordeals, and at this point they probably both feel pretty tilted because they've been playing the seed the way that the seed has been telling them to play, and they've found the grind, but they're just not getting the luck, and that's gotta hurt when you're up against somebody like a fryteeth or a Jat.
Yeah, I imagine both of our runners feel behind at this point, but it's funny that they're basically in the exact same spot.
Yeah, now Jat is moving through. This is what I want to see. He's burning off this extra encounter. Unfortunately, Zomble's hitting awfully hard, making it tough for him, but all he lost was his thief. We're going to see a Whiz Mummy pack right now, and then after this we're going to see the trap tile, which I don't remember what it is. We've got nothing trap tile. We're going to skip the box, head straight down from here. At this point, it's just a foot race to those last couple of boxes because we've got 5 more.
To be fair, that's not exactly a nothing trap tile, because those were the undead that had, stone and sleep touch. But the fact that he got the jump on them helps, and it seems that our incentive item is the ruby, which can get us over to Sarda.
Oh, that hurts. They've got a decision to make right now, and they're going to have to get past these Medusas. Jat getting the turn order, but there's Mancats here too. This is a really awful pack guarding. Oh, look at that. 2 nukes. Jat is through. He is probably breathing a huge sigh of relief right now.
I just breathed a sigh of relief for Jat.
He's grinding it.
He took the wrong step. Oh no. And he's only got 1 nuke left, or 2 nukes left. Oh, and there's the blaze. Oh, wow. He just barely gets out with the red mage out. Oh my god, I nearly had my heart stop there.
Oh, that's the sort of thing that can turn a race. I mean, Jat was lucky enough to get there, luckier still to pull off the run. Jat's heart is pounding 160 beats per minute right now.
And like I said, fryteeth having trouble with that sleep touch and the stoning of that undead pack right at the door.
Yeah, we're about to see fryteeth run the big-time gauntlet, getting the 5 Medusa pack, but getting the run. Oh, it is an absolute nightmare. Jat is over in the... Jat has decided not to go and check the ruby. Jat has decided instead, we're looking for a vendor item. There's still a town open here. Could be Provoca. There's the vendor herb right there. So looking pretty good for Jat. And there's waterfall here as well, so the points are starting to stack up in Jat's favor in terms of this decision not to go up and immediately check that ruby.
Plus, we have an unchecked town here as well. This is a great little play. I'm really impressed with this.
Yeah, the town is big because we could get an extra item if it is Provoca. Unfortunately, it's Melman. This is nasty when you don't have the slab, which they don't. There is a potential that they might have to come back here and get the slab translated, depending on how things roll. Fast, though, is we're not going to need to promote to get that for our Black Mage. That's nice. And I think we saw exit at White Magic, but Jat's comfortable with Warp and probably can't get it with that Red Mage anyways. Didn't check the armor shop. That could be a thing.
I'm not too surprised by that. At this point, Jat probably feels comfortable with just the chain on his on his red mage and isn't going to put equipment on the black belt.
Okay, but a pro ring would be nice here, wouldn't it?
The pro ring that he can't equip on the red mage?
Okay, fair point, sir. So, yeah, that's not going to be as big of a deal. Jat's already up, gonna check his herb right away. This makes sense. Fryteeth is doing the same encounter manipulation and getting the same encounters. Actually, maybe have taken an extra one on the before Medusa floor.
And we are about to find out that our herb is turning into the tail. Whammy.
Ouch. We are hoping that the ruby turns into something good now, because if it doesn't, we're huffing it back to waterfall.
Or ice cave.
Yeah, ice cave with warp. I just don't like where it is. It's kind of far away from everything else, so if it turns into the white shirt or something like that, it's a bit of a nasty check, but it is good from the perspective of levels and having warp and having trap tiles to check. So Jat may head there. Let's see what he does.
Yeah. Well, the way he's going, at the very least, he's going to see what Crescent Lake is, because I don't believe he's been there yet.
Okay, checking Crescent Lake is big. We still haven't seen Provoca, so that could be good for magic and for a key item. Unfortunately, it is Lefane. That is the other half of the slab turn in. We don't have the slab yet at all. Good to know where it is, but that's going to hurt if we end up needing that slab, because you couldn't get much further apart than those two towns.
Very, very true. And Jat is in the middle of the ocean in a place that I cannot recognize. Oh, looks like he's going up. Oh, he's going to check Sarda. That's what's going on here.
Yeah, so as you say, Jat's going straight to check Sarda. What Jat wants to find is direct floater at this point. What Jat might find is a slab, which requires a lot of sailing. We're hoping we don't see that.
I'm kind of hoping to see that.
At this point, we know that on-rack is floater locked. So even if we get the Oxyale, we would still have to get progression before we could use it. And
I think
waterfall...
we mean Provoca is floater locked, because we've seen on-rack.
Oh, my bad. So there's two towns that are floater locked, and one of them, as you say, is Provoca, so the other one must be... What does that leave?
Elfland?
Yeah, have we not seen Elfland? That's a big one for Magic, too. We have not seen Elfland. Oh, having Elfland and Provoca both floater locked feels bad. I mean, they do have Nuke, and they do have Warp, so it doesn't matter that much, but that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, this is like the least painful floater-locked Elfland and Provoca you could possibly get.
Yeah, so Fryteeth, we're about to see two different checks right now. And one of these is going to pay off pretty big. Fryteeth is in the waterfall, and Jat is about to see what Sarda is holding on to. Sarda lives out here by himself in this cave. It's kind of weird. We don't ask questions, but we turn in our ruby and we get a floater.
Oh, that's so huge. That's such a big advantage in Jat's favor, being able to get into the air at this point.
Yeah, so Jat's got the money stone. Fryteeth's about to get something that doesn't help too much right now. The nasty thing about this is that because we know where the floater is now, there is every possibility that this waterfall could be something totally useless. We know that the floater can get us to those locked towns. We know that one of them has an item directly. So let's see what Jat does. Gonna do a quick check of the earth tiles, it looks like.
He sure is. I mean, that iron gold grind was relatively nice. Ooh, green Medusas. If these aren't hitting very hard, this could be good since we've got Nuke.
Yeah, this is, if we don't find anything better, this is what Jat's going to hang his hat on. He's got nuke on his black belt, sorry, which means that he could even Dan his red mage if he wanted to and just nuke them down. So that's massive. Going to nuke down these bones just because he can save the experience from the green Medusas. Probably going to check the third tile here before he commits to the green Medusas. But, I mean, this is a good one.
It sure is. And Fryteeth gets the Oxyale out of the waterfall, so that will allow him to go to C, but that's not necessarily where he wants to go at his current level.
Okay, not necessarily, you're right, but it does open up the possibility that progression in C is required. The question is, what does Fryteeth do with this information? Does Fryteeth go straight into C, or does Fryteeth continue to hunt out the other item? Ruby. He's got the ruby. Okay, my bad. He's good.
He's got the ruby, and he's got his herb, which he's going to go turn in. He's gonna find out that the herb isn't much that he needs, but he's at least got it, so he's not gonna worry about it later.
Yeah. Notable things that we don't have right now: Rod, which is needed to beat the game, and Key, which is needed to beat the game, and also gives us access. And the loot is still out there, so still a few. Oh wow! The third grind tile is the 4 Agamas. Now, this is a riskier one to try and take, but it has better long-term potential. So let's see what Jat does. Jat knows the math on this. Only thing that interests me here is I wonder why Jat checked it up here and didn't go south. You've got the same tile in a better position a little bit further down. Maybe Jat just wanted to see what it is before he starts taking it.
I don't think he's going to take it because it took 3 nukes to kill those.
Okay, 3 nukes. I definitely don't want to take that where I'm at right now. It's interesting, though, that Jat didn't decide to take green Medusas. I mean, at this point, you're almost 28 minutes in. Don't you take that grind?
I mean, I would because I'm, nervous and uncomfortable with running seeds, but it could be that Jat feels relatively comfortable going somewhere else. He may be wondering what's going on with Waterfall. Looks like this is Ice Cave? Oh no, he's turning in his floater, of course. Duh. He wants to get that going.
Yeah, so Crabcake's pointing out, he might as well grab his floater and his free key items first. Sure, it will make your grind faster. You can always go back to Earth there. The tile is so accessible that you can take it whenever you want. I think that's probably the reason. It's not in a weird place where you have to make a decision. You're going to be back there at some point anyways, just because you got to do the Earth Cave. So Jat continuing on, not finding much magic in levels 3 here for black and white. Going to head over, maybe check this armor shop. Still haven't seen those pro rings. There they are. He's going to pick one up, slap it on his black mage, and an additional one for, it looked like, his dead thief. That's some, he's planning ahead for Topher. Stocking up on tents, and we're going to see level 4 magic.
Yep. Also stocking up on softs. Not a bad idea either.
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you need to... softs are an easy thing to overlook, and we've already seen that ghouls, I think, had them. There's life at level 4, slot 2. I think that's going to be out of range forever.
Yeah, it looks like we're not getting life magic this seed.
That hurts a little bit.
Yeah, Crabcake's also pointing out that if in this level 2 or 3 or 4 magic we find Fire 3, that's going to basically double the amount of charges that you can use against those Medusas for grinding.
Yeah, that's... the black belt with ninja spells is only going to have 4 shots of each of those levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. So finding Fire 3 will double the amount of effective grinding you can do before you have to walk out. So it's a factor. Jat finding Provoca, gonna see what Bicky is holding on to.
Yep. Gets first turn against the pirates. Exactly what you want to see. Because they're just gonna slap fight you. All they do is waste your time. But no time wasted, all the pirates go down. And Vicky gives us the key, one of those vital items we need to beat the game, and also opens up another incentive check in Corneria Castle.
Yeah, now this is interesting. Key also opens up a bunch of trap tile checks. I wonder if Jat's going to check them. And I wonder if it's going to do them well or if it's just going to lose time.
Who knows? Yeah, unfortunately did not find what he was looking for as far as black magic.
I'm taking a look at our tracker notes here. And, shout outs to our trackers tonight. We've got Wildham, the developer / old hand who definitely knows what's up when it comes to this game. And we've also got ADR, a newer community member, learning the ropes. Big time shout outs to both of them. And what I'm looking for is to see if we've seen fast. And it looks like we did see that at level 5. It was at slot number 2, which means we can get it pre-promotion for the black mage. I think the red mage can get it, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yeah, I always just try and buy it and see if it works.
Yeah, and this is something that one of the many things that our developers have done with this game. And there was a podcast recently, actually, on, I think it was BBC's Human... I'm forgetting the name of the program. I'm blanking on it, but there was a podcast recently about games and the preservation of games, and Final Fantasy Randomizer was mentioned, and it talked about how people playing the games long after they've been made helps to keep those games alive and relevant. So our developers are really big in that, and it's in all the little things that they do, like in this case, making the characters just throw their arms up happily when you can buy a spell. I mean, it's a thing that wasn't there in the original version of this game, but it's something that really helps you understand what you can and can't do. And that's really big, because if you go back and you play this game the way it was originally made, it can be pretty thick sometimes.
Wait, that's a thing that exists in the randomizer?
Yes, it is. You can go back and play the game the way it was originally intended if you want. But there's a lot of fixes that are there, and you're pretty well advised to keep them on.
Well, no. I was talking about the throwing up their hands when they can buy a spell thing.
Oh, yeah. No, that's new. I think version 4.2... I don't remember exactly, but a few months ago we got the spell information. It works for weapons as well, and you can press select on the spell or weapon to see what its exact stats are.
Wow, okay, that's all kinds of great information for me to have next time I run a seed.
Yeah, take a look. fryteeth is in the magic shop right now, and they're getting a little bit excited when he goes and hovers over that lock too.
Well, what do you know? Wow, that is extremely useful. I had no idea that existed. This game continues to surprise me as the improvements get made.
Yeah, it's really something, and it takes a pretty obtuse game and makes it a lot more available. fryteeth getting the bad news about life, not going to be able to buy it. Jat is deep in Ice Cave. This is interesting. Yep. Wonder what we're going to find here. We still haven't.
We're going to find the slab, because that's what fryteeth just found in here.
Oh, I must have been getting excited and talking about that other thing. But okay, so we're going to find the slab. I wonder. Well, that could be something that we need.
Yep, and that's actually, like, really bad news for fryteeth, because that means he hasn't been back to Sarda to get his floater, and he's just been through Ice Cave as well. Oh wait, no, he does have his floater. I just missed that. Never mind.
Hey, look, we're all missing something here. I want to point something out right now. Jat is doing something that burned me recently. Jat's trying to run out of Ice Cave now that he's got the item. He's trying to run out the long way, which is to go back the way you came. And the people told me when I tried this that what you want to do is you want to continue through the bottom. The danger with that is that you've got trap tiles to get through. But Jat was already through those. So I'd be interested to bend his ear about this decision when we talk to them after the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep that one in your hat.
Yeah, Crabcake's pointing out it's way more steps, especially because Jat found it in the 6-pack room down at the bottom. I mean, he already passed all the trap tiles. It was only a room and a half at that point. But it worked out for Jat. Jat's going to head up and check this Corneria locked item. We haven't seen this yet. This could be the loot.
Flame Sword +3, and hey, you called it. There's a loot.
Okay, so Jat's got the loot. Doesn't have Oxyel yet. Doesn't have Rod. Still not in go mode. But we know where everything except the Rod is now.
That's true. I imagine at this point that the Rod is going to be in Sea or Sky. And at this point, he does have Sky fully unlocked.
Yeah, they both do, and fryteeth has C, so it could be either one. Now, if it's you, Funkin, and you've got a choice of doing C
Sky,
or Sky, you're going straight to Sky. All right, that answers that question.
But yeah, Jat's going to go check the waterfall, going to get his Oxyale, and then he's going to have to make that decision.
Yeah, and now if it's me, and this depends on where OnRack is, but I'm usually going to do OnRack and the C instead of Sky. The reason why is because there are fewer boxes and you can get lucky on your way to Kraken. That's my thought process on that. The counter argument, and it's totally valid, is that Sky has really great encounters for experience. You can pick up some good levels, and there's lots of boxes. The thing is, this party doesn't really need boxes.
Very true. I do hope that Jat remembers to get his slab translated while he's up here.
Do you mean fryteeth?
No, fryteeth just did it.
Okay.
Jat went straight to Waterfall, I believe.
Right, and Melmond is here. So, yeah, I don't think Jat's going to forget about something like that, but let's hope he doesn't. He puts his flame sword on his red mage. That's +3. That's pretty good. I think we did have a negative to strength or something on the red mage, though. I'm taking a look now.
HP, not strength.
Okay, you're right. It's the -20 HP and no pro ring. So, yeah, very viable. I mean, if we were concerned about having a end game weapon, I would say that qualifies with fast.
I don't even know that we're that worried about an end game weapon, considering he's been 2-manning with a black belt. That is the end game weapon.
Oh, you're not wrong.
And Jat grabs his Oxyale, leaves without checking any boxes, because Jat don't check boxes. And he is remembering to go to Melman and get that slab translated.
Right, this is huge, and you called that. If he had left without getting that translated, it could have disastrous consequences. They've now both got their slabs translated. fryteeth is going back and checking the Corneria lock, which Jat already has, and we're still looking at runners who are pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah, this is an incredibly close race, even 40 minutes in. They've been making pretty much the same moves back and forth. They've been getting hung up in basically the same spots.
And look at them both in Lefane at the same time. The sync is real. fryteeth stopping for a quick nap. Jat showing us that we've got an adamant. We're going to head straight and check that right away. What's it going to be?
TNT.
Oh, Jat's going to hit Volcano first.
Well, that's an interesting play. I mean, you're here, you're probably comfortable enough with the level, it's quick. That's really good routing, actually, because it's on the way to Dwarves.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think this is the experience showing now. Jat didn't get all mixed up in chasing items and remembered where he was on the overworld map. It's a small time save, but it could matter when the race is this close. fryteeth, on the other hand, binding the rod, is in go mode, is going to hit up Earth first.
Yeah, so the fact that adamant is going to take us to go mode means that Jat's not in any danger of checking extra boxes at this point, and is just going to run straight through all of these dungeons.
Yeah, at this point, I would honestly say the difference is Jat remembering to go to Volcano before he left that area. That's how close this is.
Yeah, and he's just checking a couple of these trap tiles.
Whoa.
Wow, 3 purple worms. If these things aren't nasty, ooh, that's a big crit though. Yeah, this is not going to be a great spot to grind, sadly.
Yeah, and this is the problem with purple worms. They love to crit. And they also tend to have a lot of hit points. I think that the 3 to 4 purple worms is the highest experience encounter that you can possibly get in the entire game. So it's pretty massive, but taking them down can be really tough, and it's the sort of thing that can sideline you if you think you want to take it. So let's see what Jet does.
I doubt he's going to go back to it. At this point, I imagine he's just going to run straight for carry.
Yeah, Jet's got pretty good levels. Do you know what that black belt's at now?
Mid-20s.
So definitely does need to finish a grind somewhere.
Looks like 26, I think.
Yeah, Crabcake's pointing out he's going to keep checking tiles. And this kind of goes back to that Green Medusa decision from earlier. I wonder if this is going to be a difference maker as Jat continues to look for something better. Doesn't find it. He's lucky that fryteeth hasn't really jumped ahead by either taking the iron goals or the Green Medusas higher. So there's one more trap tile here. Let's see if Jat takes a look at the red D tile.
So after this, I don't think Jat will check more trap tiles because he's going to go get his rod, at which point he'll know he's in go mode and then probably make the decision, okay, I'm in go mode, it's got to be the Green Medusas. Ooh, Blizzard Fires. That is some cold fire.
Yeah, they're rocking fire and ice. Jat surviving the encounter, picking up some good experience. Those fires, pretty decent experience for what they are. Gonna take down Carrie in short order, but Carrie can hit hard, so Jat is taking the time to show respect and healing up. I think it's a wise play.
Certainly, and we're gonna roll out with a nuke for 386 and 6 hits for, I think that was 41 damage.
41 damage, it looked like, not too much.
So now we're going for nuke
strats.
strats. Another 384. Oh, Carrie knocks down that black belt. Another nuke 250, but there goes Carrie.
Yeah, and Carrie's low HP pool is what made that work. Jat was not worried even when he saw his black belt go down. He knew he had one more nuke in the chamber, and that was all she wrote. Jat moving on, gonna pick up that rod, gonna do some party reviving here first. Be interesting to see if he continues with the 2-man. Probably will, since he hasn't completed his black belt grind yet.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no way he was gonna do anything but this.
And we've got fryteeth lighting his first orb right behind Jat. fryteeth's got the earth orb, which does take longer to get. So,
oh, these wolves are being mean. They just quad X the black belt out of existence.
Yeah, heal your black belt up after you pick him up. Jat's going to continue and get the rod first. Going to have to duck back, get that black belt back up. Think we're going to see Earth next, though, and maybe a Green Medusa grind.
Meanwhile, fryteeth going down into the volcano.
Yep, so runners trading places. Jat's probably going to start a grind. They do say that he who grinds first wins.
This is Jat going to C first before Earth, which I guess makes sense just from a routing perspective.
I'm a little bit uncomfortable with Jat's levels for this.
Yeah, I'd want to be 32 personally, but Jat knows the game better than I do, so I'll trust him on this dive. Until it's wrong, in which case I'll just tell him that he was wrong the whole time and I knew it. So the nice thing about this is that if it is successful, this is like the kind of encounters he's getting here are going to have great XP, and that's less time he has to spend in one place grinding.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't like the risk. But like you said, Jat knows more than me about this game. So if he feels comfortable, it's probably going to work. There are also trap tiles that can be found in here. That might be what's going on. Jat might be thinking, I'm still looking for trap tiles.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's doing the walking grind through C at the moment, because he's taking every encounter. And fryteeth getting smacked around by Carrie at the moment. Let's see if this nuke does her in. 206 terminated, and fryteeth will light his second orb.
Yeah, that carry was hitting hard, as carriers want to do. A lot of people go to carry early, and you've got to be careful with that in this flag set anyways. But we're through. fryteeth is continuing on to, it looks like Sky, and, or no, going to C now.
For now, he's just picking up his party members at Elfland.
Yeah, right. So going to do that, then maybe hit Sky up afterwards.
That would make sense from a proximity perspective.
So fryteeth finding a Tyro. Don't know if this is off the power cycle. Might be an important thing if it is.
I believe that is, if this is the same battle zone as the one that Jat checked on the other side of the mountain.
I think they're different. I think they're different, but don't quote me on that. fryteeth, though, going to check all of them, it looks like. Taking a look at the bottom left quadrant here, finding the same stake and wings. Maybe a reset out. We're going to see if we can find sandworms or blue stake. Checking the top left now. Dropping a tent. Let's see what we've got. It's Ankylo. No, don't want that. Let's check the top right. Going to have to reset through this. It's stake and wings again.
Steak and wings all over, and now we are on Kraken, who I think just took 18 damage from the black belt swinging. So we are on nuke strats at this point, and oof, that red mage just went down. Yeah, Kraken has now paralyzed the black belt, and that's going to be a wipe out of C for Jat.
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid of. Jat didn't lose a ton of time to that, but the tilt factor is the thing that starts to hit you right now. Jat's taking a second right now, trying to remember something.
Yeah, he's definitely making a decision about where to go next.
What's with the pause? There's something that he saw and he's trying to remember. Maybe he doesn't remember where he saw the green Medusas.
Maybe he just got up to take a breath. Maybe he had to use the restroom. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be the case. At 48 minutes, with this much progression, maybe you do feel like you're just commanding enough position that a break's the best thing for you.
Oh, I doubt he feels like that with how bad Ordeals was to him, and also now taking a wipe out of C. And fryteeth is getting absolutely bullied by some Ankylos right now.
Oh, and we're getting some news here in chat. Jat actually forfeit. Maybe not up to it tonight, and I'm sorry to hear that, Jat. I'm going to check the race room and send you a message.
Feel better, buddy. Well, in the meantime, it looks like fryteeth is going to be taking this Tyro as the grind. Well, you go ahead and rest up, Jat, and we'll hope to see you back at 100% on Saturday in Game 2 against fryteeth.
Yeah, so we're just communicating a bit with Jat in the race room, and it looks like fryteeth is going to continue. the way this works is if your opponent forfeits, you do still have to finish in order to get the win. So fryteeth is going to go ahead and finish this up, and we're going to get to see how this works. So let's see what fryteeth can do with this seed. I mean, got a strong start. I'm thinking what, sub 120?
Hard to say, considering that he doesn't have a particularly optimal grind spot at the moment, and he's only level 18 on his party.
Yeah, good point. Doesn't have the advantage of levels that Jat has, although we do have some options at getting stronger. So fryteeth looking to take these steak and wings. This is very functional here. You're going to be able to see him go pretty much as high as he wants once he gets that black belt up to 4 hits. The Tyro does have Thunder, but this isn't a big deal. It's deep in the script.
Yeah, and I mean, well, that gets him down to just a solo black belt, which is good for it.
Yeah, if he's ready to take them down alone yet. Looks like he's going to give it a shot.
Definitely going to take out that Tyro first so that Thunder doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely right. He's focusing on the Tyro. Does have that big, strong nuke. A hit and nuke does take care of business, and we're almost up to level 21. That's going to make a big difference if we're going to start to see this grind really move.
Absolutely. Getting those extra hits at level 21 is massive. Another 9k, and that's level 21 for the black belt.
Yep, so we're getting a bit of a grind here. Get out your Tyro facts if you have them in chat. One interesting question that we always like to put to chat is, are Tyros friends or food? fryteeth seems to be going with the food approach.
Gotta love that steak and wings combo of the Tyro and the Wyvern.
Yeah, see, I'm a proponent of the Tyros are food, not friends school of thought, because, I mean, I don't want to limit myself as a runner. Maybe I'm being a little bit selfish there. But, you know, they're tasty, they give you a good experience, and sometimes you can get them down pretty easily.
And sometimes it's, you know, a crapshoot, because sometimes Tyro also has Stun Touch as well as having Thunder.
Yeah, chat making a counter argument though. They do look pretty friendly. They've got a pretty nice smile on their face and they're leaning forward, like they're looking for a little bit of a hug. fryteeth getting the Tyro down, taking a second here, probably doing the chatting. We're on a 10-minute delay here, so fryteeth is probably realizing that Jat is forfeited at this point and continuing to play on, as we have decided we're going to do in the race room. So we're getting some pretty good hits now on this Tyro, still not quite one-shotting it, and we're up to level 25, so it looks like it's going to take until level 32 until we start getting those one-shots. That'll be good though, looking like this grind should be completed around the 1 hour mark, and at that point, fryteeth's only got 2 orbs left to light, and is in go mode, so should be able to wrap up the seed pretty quickly.
Yep, this is just a reality. At some point in the seed, you usually have to do a grind. That can be it's especially true when your melee user is a black belt, because you need them to be minimum 32 to go into Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, level 32 is, as you say, often kind of your your fast play to Topher. If you've got fast, the spell, I mean, then 32 can work. The other consideration that you have to balance with that is what's my magic defense like? Because at level 32, your black belt has good magic defense, but it's not to the same extent as if he was wearing a ribbon. So if you've got lots of ribbons hanging around, you can just slap a ribbon on it and deal is done. If you don't, then you might be concerned about getting zapped or getting baned or something like that. And that's where the level 42 can really come in handy.
Definitely. Yeah, level 42 is a lot safer than 32, but 32 is usually good enough to get there. But we are at 29 now, so we'll be finding out relatively soon whether Fryteeth is doing the 32 or 42 grind.
Yeah, and there's a chance that we get something in the middle too, because Fryteeth still does have the 2 bigger experience dungeons left to clear. So might think about stopping at level 36 or so, and just let's see if we can get the rest of them on their way up. There's a few things we could do, like come back and take this grind to top off if we need to.
It would be if he hadn't already completed Earth, it would be nice to see him go to Earth and check the spike tiles there so that he could find the Gurmedusas.
Yeah, I think this works just as well, especially now that we're up to the point where it's 2 rounds every time. We're getting 6,000, almost 7,000 a shot. We're almost up to level 32. We might start one-shotting them at that point.
Grun3 in chat saying, a ribbon on a black belt takes away all of the absorb, doesn't it? Well, sort of. That's kind of complicated. By default, yes, it does, but after a level up, as long as you don't go back into the equip screen, they get their absorb back.
Well, hold on a second. Run that by me again.
There's a glitch with the way equipping, unless it's been fixed in the randomizer, there's a glitch with the way equipping stuff on a black belt works. And,
that must have been fixed.
Okay.
Because, yeah, if you put a ribbon on that black belt, just like Gruntley says, you're going to get one shot by everything.
Well, yeah, it takes away your absorb, but if you then level up after equipping it, you get your absorb back because it gets recalculated with the new level up. Even if you leave the stuff equipped, as long as you don't go back into the equipment screen.
Whoa, okay, so I have not heard about what you're talking about. That's pretty awesome if it's the case, and it does sound like something that would happen in this game. However, I wouldn't be surprised to hear if that's been fixed. I want to know that. I'm going to be checking about that later because, I mean, Funkin, you might have just dropped some serious knowledge on all of us right now.
Apparently that bug has been fixed in Rando, according to JLo in chat.
Okay, I'm getting texted from Wildham as well, and same thing. Yeah, it's been fixed.
Yeah, in the earlier years of Rando, that was actually part of the strat, was you put gear on your black belt, like an opal bracelet and a ribbon or a pro ring, and then you just level them up once so that they then have all of that extra absorb plus the stat resistances from, like, the ribbon.
Yeah, I totally get it. Like, at level up, the game just checks your level as a black belt and sets your absorb at that. I understand the logic there. But yeah, no, it's not something that has existed since I've been playing, I don't think. And that just goes to show all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes to make this game work and be competitive. And it's always a balancing act as to what stuff you fix and what you don't. One thing that still doesn't do anything in this game is intelligence. Like, there's a whole stat that just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and there's been talk back and forth about potentially making intelligence do something, but there's never been, like, a good idea as to what intelligence could do to not, like, break it. Yeah,
exactly. I have seen a little bit of that. And to JLo and chat's point, yeah, if you put the ribbon on the black belt, it's going to tank its absorb completely. but you can still also then put bracelets on it under normal circumstances. So that's where the level 32 black belt, getting back to this whole 32 versus 42 discussion, that's where it can work. If you have the gear hanging around, you can get your defense from a magic defense and from an absorb perspective. You can get it back up to the point where it's end game. You can buy gold bracelets if they rolled up. You can find gold pro rings or buy them. So there's ways to make that work. Fryteeth, though, looks to be taking this pretty high. Is up into the high 700s on health. So I think we're seeing him go to 42.
Yeah, he just hit like level 37 or 38, so he's going all the way to 42. Oh no, just hit 40, never mind.
Yeah, and 40 is pretty good. You could probably move on at this point with 2 shrines left. But what's nice about 42 is you get the extra hits right off the bat, and things are just going to run from you like crazy. Fryteeth is about to wrap up this grind, getting into position to finish it, but going to take it to at least level 41 before he goes into Sky.
Yeah, personally, once I got to 40, I would cut it, go bring my red mage back to life, and then... oh, is he going to try and solo Sky without even bothering to bring his other casters back? Ooh, this is interesting and spicy.
Yeah, and the other thing was he didn't save after his last fight. That's not a huge deal because he's been saving all the way through this, but it will cost him a level if he does do a wipe.
I want to see what happens if he runs into Warmech.
Oh, I think he's punching Warmech if he runs into that.
Normally, the problem with just rolling with a solo black belt is that they can still get, chunked down if you run into large groups of enemies. However, since this black belt's got nuke, that's significantly less a problem.
Yeah, black belt with nuke, that's pretty much the dream. I mean, the only thing that might be better is having a black belt with life so you can pick your casters back up. But
I would rather have a black belt with fast than nuke.
Good point. Yeah, you can, especially with that whole discussion about level 32, that could be pretty important.
And there's level 42, so we're there. We've got all of our hits now. Well, Air's got Trance, but Fryteeth is able to escape. Ooh,
yeah,
Wizvamp's got Brack. You get a 3 out of 256 to that, and that could be just terrible.
Yeah, the odds are pretty low. I think that's another fix that you might not be aware of. The 3 of 256 is now 2 of 256. Have you heard about that?
I had heard, there was a lot of talk about when someone found that extra number, and I didn't realize that we decided to use that flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're using it for spring tournament. I think we are. I know the flag exists. I'm just not sure if it's turned on or not.
Yeah, I remember when that flag was new, and there was lots of discussion about whether it should be used as standard or not. It is not on, so we are at 3 out of 256. Sardia in chat noting that we are down to just 5 heal pots left due to how much damage this black belt has taken going through Sky. But just about across the Bridge of Destiny, so... and we're at level 44. Good lord. Gonna drop those last few heal pots. Yeah, you're at max, it's okay. And we're gonna... Tiamat's going to open with Thunder. That could be deadly. But we've opened with a defense sword, then 10 hits for 715. Tiamat comes back with Ink, which does nothing. 8 hits, 810. Good night, Tiamat.
Yeah, Fryteeth playing very cautiously. Makes sense given the circumstances. You pretty much just have to finish. We've got the air orb down. We're going to go and take care of that water orb, maybe pick up our light warriors first.
Yeah, at this point, you're high enough level on the black belt that you may as well bring the rest of the party back to get some levels up, plus having all those extra nukes. Also, you know, buying as many heal pots as you can hold. Oh, really? We're not bringing any party members back to life.
Just going for a house, it looks like, but why wouldn't you do that after the resurrection, though?
Exactly, yeah. That's what confused me there.
Okay, just a little bit of extra steps, but that's fine. Fryteeth now has everybody back up. Going to burn off the 2 encounters. Going to head into C, and we're about to see Kraken get shown what 10 hits really looks like. So Fryteeth in C, for fun, we can try and work out what's in here. We haven't seen the TNT or the crystal yet, and I think one of those has to terminate in the white shirt, because we did see the power bonk, didn't we?
I haven't seen the power bonk. Did we see the power bonk? I don't remember seeing the power bonk.
If we didn't, then that means that the crystal...
There's no power bonk listed in our tracker notes. So yeah, there's crystal and TNT. It could be crystal into TNT into power bonk, and then the white shirt is somewhere else. But yeah.
Okay, but where is Sky? Did we see the Sky item?
No, we didn't see the Sky item. Sky item could also be crystal, TNT, power bonk, or white shirt.
Right, so that's the missing piece. Okay, it's just for fun anyhow. Fryteeth is just going to blast through here, but look at this. Lobsters have frost. If we see 6 of them, that could be a bit of an issue.
No wonder those lobsters are blue.
I want to say something about lobsters being blue in real life, but I'm afraid that would expose the Maritimer in me, and I'm not sure how chat will react to that.
Oh, I've seen plenty of blue lobsters. I live close enough to Maine.
Okay, so Final Fantasy, going with the historical accuracy, going with the real life accuracy, getting those lobsters blue, and we're going to see some fast and nukes. This Kraken's not going to last long.
Oh, you love to see fast go out before the black belt swings in. Good night, Kraken.
Yeah, we're up to level 45. Fryteeth is going to make mincemeat out of this Topher. So I did call out a sub 120, and I think that we're solidly looking at that. My rule of thumb is usually about 7 minutes for Topher. When you've got a level 42 black belt, it's a bit faster. So at this point, we're probably looking at I'm going to say 115-ish.
Sounds about right. That's all going to depend on the encounter table as well. I'm not sure how nasty it gets after that first big run.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of that because the runners have been pretty good at utilizing that run to get through the shorter dungeons.
Oh, nice. Lucky gets the jump on those metal slimes and is able to run.
Yeah, chat pointing out that lobsters with frost could be an issue in Topher. We can encounter big packs of them, but I think the worst part of that is behind us because you get up to, I'm going to say 7 or 8 of them in the Sea Shrine, but you don't get that in Temple of Fiends Revisited. I think the most lobsters you can see here are 6 at a time.
That's still an awful lot of frost.
Yeah, good points.
fryteeth getting a jump on a number of these encounters, which is really nice for being able to just run away and not have to deal with them.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having a level 45 as your lead character. You're going to get a lot of these encounters. Fryteeth showing no respect to Lich. A punch
and they deserve none. One Punch Man doing One Punch Man things.
Oh yeah, we've got a real Saitama here on Fryteeth's party, AAAA, and shoutouts to the all one letter name party strats. I love them. Me personally, I like to go with a letter that reflects the job class, but Jat and Fryteeth both going with position-based names and working well for them. Harry opening up with a pretty strong spell. Everybody's down on one knee, but 15 hits, and that fight's already over.
Yeah, I've customized the sprites in my version so that they look like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters, and I just name them after them.
See, that kind of creativity is lots of fun. Everybody's got an approach. Caleb, who's also in the round of 8, likes to go with eggs. That's his thing. He's got egg sprites. He calls them eggs. That's his deal. There's others that go with people that they know. Some people will go with characters from other Final Fantasy games. Some people will go with the announcers' names, and that's kind of fun.
Kate13 in chat saying he wants to check those sprites out. I've posted them in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord creativity channel before, but I'd be happy to repost them for you at some point.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Let's just take a second and pimp the Discord a little bit here. The Discord's great. You can learn how to play the game. You can learn how to change the game in the development channel. You can learn how to change the art in the creativity, like Funky was just talking about now. You can learn how to commentate and how to track the game, like we're doing here. It's really open to people participating, and me getting involved since October of last year, I felt very welcome.
Yeah, it's an amazing community. I've been happy to be a part of it for, the last couple of years.
So Fryteeth encountering a little bit of adversity. Kraken coming out with a damage poison. But again, we've got that black belt handing out the beatdowns. We don't have access to life, though. So we're pretty much depending on that black belt at this point. We do have a backup Fade caster. Let's see what Fryteeth does here. Do we see any party reorganizing? We don't. Fryteeth taking the cautious strats, gonna drop some defense sword. The thing to look out here is the nasty zaps and so on, but with that kind of MDef, we shouldn't have a problem. We've got 9 hits for 1,000 damage, and here's 10 for 458. Tiamat 2 is down.
Yep. Now we've just got to nuke our way through these vampires, and we will be on to chaos.
Yeah, and this is the kind of thing that would be a little bit worrying if we didn't have 2 nuke casters, because they can damage that black belt down. But these whiz bamps not showing too much of a stiff upper lip. Fryteeth getting through. Let's see if we get another encounter before we see chaos.
We did get another level to up to 46 on that black belt.
Okay, yeah, that black belt is looking real swole right now. We're about to see him go. Funkin', the microphone's all yours.
Alright, we are all healed up. And Fryteeth is now pulling chaos. We're going to throw out a nuke and drop a defense sword. Chaos swings in and immediately takes out the black mage. That defense sword is looking real nice right now. Chaos with lit 2, another cast of the defense sword. Third defense sword. Chaos with a nuke for 340. Big damage on that black belt. 9 hits for 570. Chaos with stop. Ineffective. Black belt swinging in. 7 hits for 530. Chaos swinging in and missing. Another swing from the black belt. 7 hits for 247. Chaos still missing. Another swing. 8 hits. 845. Chaos is terminated. And at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 21 seconds, Fryteeth has finished this seed. Get your GGs in chat for Fryteeth.
Yeah, what a great run. We've got fryteeth finishing with a commanding time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 20 seconds. And fryteeth joins us in the booth right now. fryteeth, how are you feeling after that win of game 1?
It's good to get a win, but, feel sorry for Jad having to bow out like that. So, never want to win like that. And so just hope he's feeling better. And,
Yeah, you're completely right. I mean, you never want to win that way with your opponent feeling ill and not up to it. But it's a win is a win, and you did finish with 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's a great time. Tell us about your decision making with the draft, because you opened up with a red mage.
Yeah, I really like the red mage with the improved magic, improved magic. So, I wanted that, and he came back with the black mage thief, and the black belt with ninja spells. Too hard to pass that up.
So I was interested, was that why you picked the black belt, was those ninja spells, or are you, because I don't know your style, are you a declared black belt guy or a declared fighter guy? How do you feel about your melee dealer?
I'm a black belt player, and so I like going draft because I'm like I said this in one of my other races, I'm perfectly comfortable going black belt red mage. So, but having a black belt with level 1 nuke is just terrific.
Yeah, we saw that early magic and we were thinking, wow, I mean, not only do you have level 1 nuke, level 1 fade, which we don't even need because we've got level 1 nuke, but there's warp there, and that was a big thing that was going to allow for that early movement, and it affects the decision making around which of the inner sea locations you check first. And it was amazing to watch because you and Jat made pretty much the same decisions all the way through until, I'm going to say, ordeals. Was there any point that you felt that you were making a risky play, or, how did you feel about taking on, I think you took on Ice Cave first?
No, I didn't do Ice Cave until after I had the floater. No, that ordeals was pretty bad, though.
Yeah, it was nasty. It beat up on both of you pretty bad.
I mean, I went in the first time, I saw those iron goals, and I said, great, we're going to go through the rest of ordeals, and here's my grind, and we'll have our grind done by, 25 minutes in. And then ran into those man cats at the end and wiped, and to get out of there safely, what did I warp backwards like 10, 15 times?
Yeah, actually, that was, again, we were watching you both deal with the same thing at the same time, and it was really, we felt the tilt because there was a situation where if you went in off the power cycle, you would encounter mancats and medusas on the floor after the teleporter maze. And both of you worked that out, and both of you did the encounter manipulation to avoid that. But that didn't stop you from having to deal with the trap tiles and with the random encounters after that point. And you both took, I'm going to say, 4 or 5 wipes in there?
Something like that. And that's why I decided, we're just going to warp backwards out of here. And that was what made that level 1 warp so big, with the red mage having all the magic. Was otherwise you'd never have enough warp charges to do that.
Yeah, warping out of ordeals, not in the standard playbook, for sure. But you got it done, you moved on, and after that point, you made a decision to go, I'm thinking, back to ice after ordeals?
I did ordeals over to waterfall, and also grabbed the vendor item, and then I finally turned in the ruby, got the floater, and went to ice.
Yeah, so Funkin, what did you see from fryteeth's play in terms of divergence? With Jat, we did see that forfeit, but it didn't happen until almost the 1 hour mark.
There wasn't a whole lot of difference. Honestly, it was the biggest thing was that Jat just was able to get off the ground a little quicker, but then everything kind of squished together again in ordeals. Jat got out of ordeals just a little bit faster, and then they kept going back and forth, and that's just kind of how it went right up until, the forfeit.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an interesting situation we're in here because, well, fryteeth, you're up 1 against jat2980. Both of you have made it this far. What are your thoughts going into game 2?
Just see what happens. Never expected to make it this far. And again, just hope he feels better and we can have a good game too.
Absolutely. We're going to keep Jat in our thoughts this week.
For sure. So, checking out the schedule coming up for the next couple of matches. I think that next match between the two of you is, what is that, Saturday coming up?
Saturday night, yeah.
Okay, a late one. That'll be interesting. So, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, stay tuned because this round is not yet over. We do have a best of 3, which means that little hiccups like this, they're not going to decide the whole thing. And Jat's going to get another chance to come back and show what he's made of. Going to be all locked to this. Dr. Funkin, I think we're about ready to wrap this up. Any final thoughts from you and from our runner, and then we'll get her done?
No, the only other thing I might have to say is that if you would like to watch some more Final Fantasy Randomizer tonight, there is going to be another race starting at 11:10 on RPG Limit Break between Greggly Puff and Dangmu.
Yeah, more round of 8 action. It's going to be super hype for sure. How about you, fryteeth? Any final thoughts?
No, just thanks to the two of you for commentary, and I'm not sure who was on tracking tonight, but thanks to them as well, and SpeedGaming for the restream, and see everyone on Saturday night.
Yeah, big time shout outs to our crew. We've got Wildham on tracking, assisted by ADR, who's new, learning the ropes. We've got Dr. Funkin on comms with me, RockSolid84, and I believe it's Corrido helping us with the restream on SpeedGaming 2. Things to look out for coming up. Of course, we're still in the round of 8. There's lots of matches happening. Make sure to give a follow to SpeedGaming 2 if you're not already, because this and the other SpeedGaming channels, this is one of our broadcast partners where we do showcase these races, and it's just getting real right now. So it's edge of your seat time. Check it out for sure. Another big thing to watch out for, we've got the new Final Fantasy Randomizer Twitch channel being launched. So this is going to be a whole other opportunity to see different Final Fantasy Randomizer content. Does not replace our broadcast partners that we have right now, of course. We're still going to continue to work with them, and we love them big time. This is just a chance for us to continue to expand as our community is growing, and we're very proud of that. We're very happy to see that happening. So definitely, as Sardia is saying, FFR Twitch channel hype for sure. Another thing to look out for, if you don't know, just throwing this out there, we are loading up for a duckling, another duckling derby and another duckling boot camp. So if you're interested in playing this game, check out the Discord and come join us, because that's how fryteeth and I learned. fryteeth, you and I are in the same class. You did a little bit better than I did in that, I will say, but you're doing us proud here in the spring tournament. So that's going to do it for us tonight here at SpeedGaming 2 for the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. I'm RockSolid84 for Dr. Funkin here in the booth, telling you all, thank you very much for watching. Keep your head up, and until next time, don't forget to go fast.